What's up, guys? Day whatever. The focus today is I'm about to put a timer on for about 3 hours. I want to figure out content. That is the big thing. What is my short form content? What does Instagram, TikTok, and all that look like? What stopped me in the past, what's kept me from doing it, is knowing that this isn't just like, let me post and see. This is like, if I'm gonna do this, this is a commitment. The same way making these videos, like I committed to this. This is not just I'm gonna do it for a week or 2 weeks. This is like a very long-term thing. So with short form content, it takes about the same amount of time, and just knowing I have to dedicate, like, this is gonna happen for the next year. And then what do I post? Of course, like that's always a question, right? So I'll tell you my background in social media, and I'll tell you it with a story. I feel like I've mentioned, like I've dropped out of high school when I basically clocked out when I was 16, officially dropped out when I was 17. Was doing like drop shipping, e-commerce, got into different things, but then I learned, you know what, I really want to focus on marketing, sales, branding. Those are my big things. Use that to go and build different businesses. So here's the story. I was dating a girl, and she was at around 10K followers on Instagram, I think like 80K on TikTok, something like that. And she wanted to be a full-time influencer. And at first couple months of dating, I don't know, 6-7 months of dating, I was like, 6-7. The amount of kids, dude, that I hate that it just like does a thing in my head. Didn't want to get involved in business with it, like mix the personal relationship with business. And eventually got to the point, I was like, I think I could handle it. I had a bunch of money from consulting for 6 months for a oil and gas operating business that also would like do funds and raise money, raise capital to then go and actually drill and stuff like that. Made a bunch of money from that because I helped them hit like record months. Like I'd write emails that would pull in like $200,000 investments, and before it hadn't been working as well. So that plus like helping, literally hiring and training an entire cold calling team, because their closers were like setting and closing. And I was like, within 2 weeks of being there, I was like, you guys should have a setting team and not have your closers, like you have closers making over $1 million a year that are also cold calling. It's like, have setters so you can just be closing. So anyways, helped them hit record months, got paid very, very nicely for it, had a bunch of money stacked up, and basically got to the point where I was like, I am ready for the next thing, and I want to take my girlfriend to full time. And so I told her, hey, I'm going to make you a process of what to post, how to blow up, and you're going to follow it. And she's like, I don't think that's going to work. Plus, I don't have as much time because I have a job and I'm tired after work and stuff. And I was like, all right, that makes sense. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to cover your next year of living expenses. You can pay me back later through like brand deals and just a cut. But you're going to quit your job. They're going to follow this process, and I will cover your next year of living expenses if you follow this process to a T. That's the deal. I don't care if you don't believe. Like, honestly. Like, if you just, whether or not you believe, if you follow the actions that I tell you to do, you're going to blow up. And I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is, so, like, where's the risk for you, really? I just guaranteed it would work. And that's how confident I was. I literally told her to quit her job and put my money on the line. So she did, and she went from like 10K followers, I don't know, I have the number somewhere, 10K to like 150K within like 90 days, and then like tripled on TikTok, and went from making $500 a month to making 10K a month, and brand deals, Twitch, like all those kind of things. From Twitch, like 15 viewers or something, to and inconsistently streaming, to having over 100 viewers, closer to 150 every single time she streamed. So, and that has sustained to this day. And that was how many years ago? I don't know, 3 years ago. So don't have any relationship with her now. It got really nasty at the end because it was a nasty split, plus money was involved. So I'm gonna give you guys the exact. So for myself, trying to figure out what I want to post, I'm gonna explain what the process was and that exactly I laid out for her, and then figure out what I'm gonna do because social media's changed. The exact process I laid out from her from day one, which she did not change the entire time, and that blew her up, was she had 2 TikTok accounts. She posts 3 times a day on one account and 3 times a day on the other account. 6 unique posts, and then take the best 3 performing posts, post them to Instagram, and you're funneling people to Discord. This is where you're building community, belonging, and actual true connection with people. And then you're gonna Twitch, you're gonna stream. And for those that don't know Twitch, like going from like getting to 15 followers to begin with is already extremely difficult. Like 99% of streamers have less than 5 viewers. So she already had 15 viewers from just things, building a connection with people. And then, but I'd been stuck there for like a year. Had been stuck at these numbers for like over a year that I mentioned. And then within 3 months was at 10x viewers. And then was making 500 a month to making 10K a month. So yeah, the process was literally that. Make the 6 posts on TikTok, take the best 3, post them to Instagram, spend time with your community in Discord, and stream at least, I think, twice or 3 times a week for at least 2 hours, and play games with viewers, and just connect. Like, big thing being connect with people as you're playing games. And so where did my thinking come for that, especially for Discord and Twitch? My thinking came because I wasn't in that world at all. The thinking came from the article post from, can't remember the guy's name, but 1,000 True Fans is the name of the article or blog post, and I'm a firm believer in that philosophy. If you're a creator of any kind, you create anything at all, or you sell anything that's creative or based on you and your brand, you should absolutely go and read that. I found that through Brandon Kane's 1 Million Followers book, which I read 5 or 6 years ago, and is one of the best books that I've read on marketing. So, the trap that's easy to fall into, which she ended up falling into, was making posts that weren't, when you're asked to pump out that many posts, it became easy for her to just do, as far as what to post, you don't need to come up with something. You don't need to figure out what's going to work. You don't need to try to invent what's the next piece of content I can make that's going to go viral. The algorithm's telling you what's going to go viral. Go and take what's already working, what's blowing up, what people are loving, and go and put your own spin on it. There you go. Do that enough times, it's gonna pop off. Like, this is a numbers game. This isn't a luck game. This is truly a numbers game. Once you have the formula for how to find posts, which is go find what's already working and put your own spin on it to make it more uniquely you, then it's just on you to execute. Like, post consistently, post many times, and just be better at posting. Like, angles and understand lighting. Very, very basic stuff that anybody can figure out. So the trap you can fall into is that then you start to focus on going viral more than you focus on building a relationship. And there's some, I literally built a whole entire thing on, like, there's a whole, I'm not gonna go too deep into it. The point is, for myself, what do I want to do when it comes to posting on Instagram, TikTok, X, like YouTube Shorts? What am I wanting to post? Because I have the process. I know what works. But I don't want to end up like Alex Eubank with millions of followers. And like, I remember going live on Twitch multiple times, like 2 or 3 years ago, and only having like 70 people show up to his streams, even though he had millions of followers. And yet here was my ex having 1/20th, 1/30th of his followers, and yet having double, triple his amount of viewers on Twitch, and making boatloads more money than he was on Twitch. How do you avoid that? it's the kind of content that you post. If people just follow you for something funny, or people follow you because you look good, doesn't mean that they're going to care about you as a human. That's going to translate into anything. Like the value of your audience, if it's just people who follow you because you're pretty, and 80% of your audience is from India, like that means nothing. It doesn't help you with brand deals. It doesn't help you build a long-term, like, yeah. So figuring out for myself what I want to post. Anyway, so I blew her up, and it was absolutely amazing. Got her a bunch of brand deals going forward. Got like, just helped her steadily grow. And then I was like, oh, this worked. And there's not a single good thing out there on how to grow on Twitch. And so the next year I dropped 50 grand, hired my best friend Elijah, who didn't know anything at business at the time. And he just soaked everything up like a sponge. He's incredible. God-given gift that just like activated, just unlocked. It was awesome. But spent 50 grand in a year building and selling a course to teach other people how to do the same thing on Twitch, using social media as like the top of the funnel, then getting people to Discord, eventually getting people to Twitch, and benefiting from getting brand deals on social media by having a high follower count, benefiting from close connection with your community and Discord, and then also Twitch, doing like subathons and doing like long streams and rewards and those kind of things, and Patreon, that kind of stuff. So built an entire course on this. Like literally spent over 3 months just scripting and building a course, like tens and tens of thousands, if not 100,000 plus like words in script, building out a super long course, like 60 plus videos, like each of them like anywhere from 5 minutes to 25 minutes. And then when I actually went to market it, went to sell it, tried so many different styles, tried ClickFunnels, tried webinar, tried VSL, tried multiple different VSL styles and types, tried low ticket offer, tried high ticket offer, but never really high ticket offer, never anything more than like $400. Tried one-on-one, like tried so many different things and just could not get it to work. And looking back, if I could change things, I was going for the masses because there's such a huge audience of people under 5 viewers, and I was going for people that were broke. Really, I went for the wrong audience. We had out of the people that actually would check out and try to buy our thing, like 70% or 80% actually would check out, try to buy it, and not have enough money in their account. Really, it was mind-blowing. But when I actually like would talk to the audience, like of people that were trying to buy, it's like 18-year-old, like 16 to 20-year-olds, and they're all broke. It was just who I was attracting. Because the kind of person that wants to be a full-time Twitch streamer oftentimes is like a broke college kid and just dreams of playing video games all day and is living in mom's basement. That's the reality. So that's 99%. So if I could go back and change things, I'd do a very high ticket offer, handheld, like 6-month like thing. Can't go back, but it has been sitting there for a long time. And I've been like, these things are still absolutely valuable. And the same way that I'm taking Braden through how I grew my cleaning business, like I'm going to, here's how I did it. Can I replicate it in someone else's business? Can I replicate it myself? I'm probably going to do a series of like making 10K in 30 days by starting starting from scratch, following all my same processes. And then from that, probably end up doing a course or doing coaching for a cleaning business because I've proven that it works and I'm willing to handhold people through the process. But it's premature right now for me to go and coach, and like I'm not there. Like I could, but I want a solid journey. This is why I create these videos, and part of why I create these videos. So with the course I created for blowing up on social media and growing Twitch and all that, and I put so much money and time, literally spent a year on that, a little over a year. My thought is just, I should just follow my process. And honestly, that could turn into in the future, like how to grow your own personal brand. And literally proving, like I literally went through my own course to do it. Yeah, so that's the idea right now. And that's what I'm about to spend the next 3 hours doing. Yeah. That's basically it. That is the focus. So I don't think I really have much else to say today. Sorry, low battery. Don't have much else. Just gonna focus on that for the next 2 or 3 hours. Put a timer. And yeah. The thing is, I'm not so. The problem I'm truly running into is that I want to do so many things. I want to like build for personal of like sharing journal, like would love to do like blog posts, would love to just share thoughts and things that have changed my life and lessons I've learned, things I wish I knew as a kid on a very deep, like intimate level. And at the same time, recognizing that those things don't perform as well, but you do attract the right audience. So then mixing that in with comedy, mixing it in with the kind of humor that I have. But then also there's a business aspect. And so there's just feels like there's... I advocate for being known for one thing. And your personality being very, like, very obvious through it. Yet I don't feel like I can... I don't want to just commit to one thing. Like, I want to do it all. So I don't know if it looks like multiple accounts. I don't know. I really don't know what that looks like. And that's kind of why I'm needing to sit down and, like, what is my content going to be? Is it going to be just all of it? Is it going to be business plus faith plus life? And a little bit of comedy in there, because I just enjoy making the fun stuff. Is it going to be like a personal account, and then there's my business account for doing cleaning business, like coaching cleaning business. Like I want to do like the We're His Family stuff that I made, like the cards that I made. I feel like I've shown you guys, but if I haven't, made these We're His Family, and it's kind of similar to other things out there, but I was sitting on this for almost 2 years now, and it's meant for people to connect. You can play it in youth groups, you can play it in young adult groups, you can play it with yourself, you can play it with friends, you can play with your family, but this side is not so deep, this side is much deeper. So, if we go, how do you listen to God in your daily life, and how do you renew your mind? I have wanted to do this for a while. The problem is that the marketing is going to be all social media, and I need to be pumping out like tons of posts a day and different kinds of posts. I know exactly what I want to do, but I don't have the time and I don't have the money to hire someone else to do it. I could raise money. I've had people ask to invest and throw like 25, 50, 70K at it, and then I can buy them out in like 18 months, or I can do another like fundraising round. But I just don't have the time to dedicate to it, even if I did have the money. But now I feel like I have the time, because the business is like has a operations manager. And but then do I just focus on my personal and then do this? Like there's all these kind of questions, right? So this is what I'm gonna spend the next like 3 hours on. But like, what if I want to post this as my personal, or do I make this a separate account, and then do I split it off? Like I have no idea. So that's what I'm trying to figure out right now, and it's because I want to do so many things in the future that I don't want to get locked into one. But we'll figure it out. That's what I'm about to sit here and do. So just whiteboard. Yep. I'm getting so many freaking spam calls. This Google Voice listing, let your business be seen by AI, and it is so annoying. So anyways, I'll keep you guys updated. Peace.